Good morning. Welcome. I'm going to play the bowls for a few minutes and then we'll get started. All right, so we're going to begin in a comfortable seated or laying down position for day 2 of our Planet Peace 40 Days of Peace gathering. So allow yourself to be comfortable. Let your eyes close. And let's just take a nice long inhale in through that nose, pulling it to the back of the throat. And when you exhale, just release out the mouth in like an audible sigh. Another nice long cleansing inhale as you take that purifying breath in through the nose. And a nice releasing exhale, releasing any tension, any tightness. And one more nice steady inhale, almost like you're pulling a ribbon to the back of your throat in through the nose. And releasing as you exhale, open mouth. Falling into a natural rhythm with your breathing. And let's begin with a grounding affirmation. So you can repeat after me. I am of the unity of all there is, and I ground myself to Mother Earth. Allow my angels and guides of the light of the unity of all there is, please protect me and guide me towards the light and the highest good of all involved. And you can feel your body already sinking deeper into your bones. And as you scan your body, starting from the head, feeling almost like a wave of relaxation passing from the top of your head down your face, letting your face muscles relax, down your neck, down your shoulders, opening up your chest, allowing that heart to sit open and proud. Feeling this relaxation down your arms, opening up your hands to receive this healing today so we can put healing into the world. Feeling this relaxation down the chest, down the torso, the mid back, low back, into the hips. Maybe moving the pelvis so it's neutral and relaxed, feeling the hips open where we carry so much emotion. Feeling this relaxation down the legs, into the knee joints, even opening up the joints, down the calves, into the ankles, and into the feet, even between the toes. And as you bring your attention to your feet, you feel an earthen floor. You feel the dirt and the vegetation as if you are walking on the floor of Mother Earth on an earthen path. And as you walk down this path, you come to a door. And if you see the doorknob, open the door and enter. And as the door closes behind you, you are in a magical, sacred space. There's a beautiful sacred water source off to the left, beautiful plants and vegetation, and a huge crystal castle off in the distance. And as you breathe in that crisp, pure air, the freshest air you've ever seen or you've ever breathed and seen, you feel its purity, its cleansing as you take a deep breath in. You can almost feel that breath expand in your body, going through your energy meridians, but also through your veins, shuttling this cleansing breath everywhere it needs to go within the body. And as you walk deeper into this sacred space, you feel that overwhelming sense of calm and safety. And as you walk over to that sacred water source and look in the mirror, you see yourself and look in the reflection of the water. You see yourself reflected back, and a little further off, almost in the middle of this water source, you see like a magic mirror where we can see from above Mother Earth. And as you see yourself, noticing your own reflection, I want you to almost as if separate yourself from your energy, almost as if your body, a second skin comes off of you and you can see yourself objectively from the outside. And as you look at yourself objectively, notice how there are offshoots of energy, almost as if there are branches that come off of you from your root, that are places where we have self judged, the aspects of ourself we have rejected. Notice how they are still attached to you because they are still part of you. But in our rejection, there creates separation. The more self rejection, the more self and judgment, the greater that separation. So it'll be further separated at the top. And the less self rejection, the less self judgment, it'll be closer. And so you see yourself, notice that there are different aspects that are poking out that are almost fragmented from your energy field. And as you become aware of this, take a look at the holographic, the magic mirror of Mother Earth, and notice how you can see the same divisions in her as well. You can see where the same divides have been created through judgment and rejection. There are the same divisions and cracks and fragmentations. And so, as you become aware of the fact that what's going on with you is also what is going on the macrocosm. And so, let's bring our attention back to our own energy fields and do our healing work there. And so, pick the largest gap, the largest space where there is self rejection or self judgment or self blame or victimization or etc., or shame, guilt, resentment towards the self, things we have rejected within ourselves. And notice how, in that gap between your strong pillar of light in the center and from that aspect that's rejected, that's been pushed so far out, notice that there is almost a black sea, a black stormy sea. And the more emotion involved in this, the more anger, resentment, shame, the more titillating, the more there is, the stormier that dark sea is. And notice how that dark sea is almost something that crept in. It is something that is separate from you. It is not like the other things that are part of you that are attached to you. It is separate. It is something that has been given to you over time, something that crept in the space, the crack that was here. And so we're going to drain this, so to speak. So I want you to put a faucet or a hose, a garden hose, attached to this outside of this black sea in the space where we have rejected parts of ourselves, and just hook it onto the outside. And before we do that, I want you to ask that dark sea if there's any lessons you need to learn. You are perfectly safe. And if there's anything you need to learn from it, now is the time to ask. Whatever message you get is perfect. And if you're ready, you're going to say, I forgive you, or I'm learning to forgive you. Each day, I get a little bit closer to forgiveness, to compassion, to understanding, and to clarity. Even if I don't know how to do it today, I am learning to love myself a little bit more. And as I love myself a little more every day, accept myself a little bit more every day, find joy in being myself a little bit more every day, this space closes and heals. And so I thank you because there were valuable lessons in this gap, lessons I needed to learn, but now I am ready to gently move on. And so, on the count of three, when you're ready, we're going to turn that hose on and we're going to drain that darkness out of you. So, we're going to put the other end of that hose into almost like a volcanic area in Mother Earth. And Mother Earth will do what she does best in transmuting, recycling that energy, bringing it up to a higher frequency for all. And so on the count of three, we turn that on and drain that water, that black sea. 1, 2, 3. And the hose is on, and you can see that black water draining out of you, draining out of the gap of that self rejection. And as you were doing this, you take a look down at that holographic, that mirror image of Mother Earth, and notice how that blackness is also being drained. Those stormy black seas of confusion and chaos, those murky waters that have been placed between two different camps of all the different camps that there are. Notice how it is dissipating, it is disappearing. It is not black anymore. Now it is gray. Now it is light gray. Now it is almost invisible. And now it is gone. And when you turn back to your own division, your own energy field we're working with, notice how your black sea is now gone. And you can detach that hose, letting it go back to where it belongs, letting it spiral away. And now, as you have this division, this gap within yourself that is cleaned and cleared, almost like cleaning a fresh wound, an old wound, we're going to look at that aspect of ourself we have rejected. And whatever you're comfortable with, whatever feels authentic, we will either say, I love you, or I'm learning to love you. I forgive you, or I'm learning to forgive you. So do what feels authentic to you in this moment. But we're going to say it 3 times, looking at that cleaned aspect that we have rejected of ourselves. We say, I love you. Even if I didn't know how to do this in the past, even if I didn't always want this as part of my present, I forgive you. Please forgive me for rejecting parts of me that I didn't understand, that I didn't know how to process at the time. And thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. And thank you. And lastly, I love you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. And thank you. And as you say, almost from the bottom up, like it's getting zippered or sewn up, notice how that aspect comes infinitely closer, if not completely merged with your strong pillar of light, your authentic and true light body self connected to the unity of all there is. And as these fragmented aspects of yourself come back to yourself and seal in, come back into harmony, come back into alignment, notice how that holographic image of Mother Earth, in the same way she is sutured up, she is sewn back together, zipped back up, those gaps, those breaks, those divisions of camps, the excessive separation is now mended, is harmonized. Those different colors that were there, those different energies, those different feelings and expressions of self are now melded into a beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. Seeing that there is more to gain from differences than not. That if we reject those aspects in ourselves or in others that scare us, that cause fear in us, we are choosing fear. And through love, through forgiveness and compassion, we have access to so much more, something greater than what we could be without it. And as you feel a buzzing in your body with this new harmony, with this access to this energy that was always yours, but was instead being siphoned off from you, you are now a whole and unified being. As you take one last look around the sacred, magical space, sending any other thoughts of love or peace with your hands out over the water source into that magic holographic mirror image of Mother Earth. And now that you are a unified being connected to the unity of all there is, you have the power to put your feelings of peace and love. And not only do you have the power, but you have the right. And so, with your hands out, bring up the feeling in your body of feeling that reality, that peaceful, healthy, happy, loving reality available to you that we are bringing in, and see the color of it coming out of your hands, wrapping around that Mother Earth image in almost like a blanket. Feel that goodness that you are pouring into the world. And when you're ready, you can say any closing thoughts there. Thanking yourself for showing up today, for joining me, for joining yourself, and for joining Mother Earth and her ascension. Thank you to the sacred space. Thank you for your guides and angels of God, of the unity of all there is. Thanking all of our helpers. Thanking each other for showing up, for holding space for each other as you magnify the intention. Walking back to the door you came in on. Opening the door and letting it seal, knowing that that sacred space is available to you tomorrow when we go back. Feeling that earth and floor back on your feet as you find that path you came in on. Walking back into your physical space, hearing the sounds in the room where you are. Feeling your body resting, becoming aware of that beautiful and invigorating sensation of air as you take a deep breath in, becoming more awake and releasing. You can wiggle your fingers and toes, starting to come back into your physical body. And when you're ready, you can come all the way back. I thank you for joining me once again. As you all know, this is Caroline from Carousel. Thank you so much for compounding this energy and this intention with me. I am deeply grateful for you showing up and spending your morning with me. I will see you again tomorrow, 7:15, day 3 of Planet Peace, the 40 Days of Peace Gathering Project. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude.